stuff. So, okay, I am happy to guide a meditation. That's the easiest. We'll just do that. So, um, yeah, this is going to be a meditation of belonging. Um,
Okay.
we'll connect in our space of belonging together and among us. So, let's begin by coming into the here and now. Welcoming our presence through our body, through our breath, and into our hearts. And I invite us now to really, in our heartfulness, feel into the substance of our heart. Feel into its energetic shape and contours in this moment now. And welcome whatever is present in your heart, any emotions, any longings, whatever energy you find here in your heart. And from your heart, I invite you into the belonging that you have to yourself in all of your glory, in all of your hopes and fears, in all that is within that is incomplete, and all that is shimmering with delight and joy. We can welcome the fullness of our heartfulness in the human experience. And now we can welcome a pull further inward in the heart, maybe even a magnetic drawing from the core into the essence of your divine heart, the heart of God within your heart, the center of radiant bliss, which is the energy of divine love. You belong to God. And now we can feel that love pulsing in our heart and expanding to emanate out into the space around you, into the room you're in. Perhaps even further into your neighborhood. Even out into your city. And we can also welcome it in the collective space among us in our we space field. Those who are here present now, and those who are not. Those watching a recording or touching in their own way. Points spread across the globe with our hearts cohering a field and tapping into the divine heart presence that is bigger than any border or barrier. We belong to the world. Perhaps you might feel your awareness drawn to a particular location on the earth or simply with the whole. Here in this belonging, we share in the mystical embodiment of our collective humanity. And here in this awareness, we can now welcome our headspace, not confined to the space within, but moving with our awareness in a vast participation, letting our mind so too be open and expanded into this global capacity. Our head and our heart together in this span. And perhaps even feel that rising and expanding even further beyond into the cosmos, into the stars, and the expanse of the universe, the infinite beautiful mystery, as we belong to the whole vast cosmos. Now I invite you to find your feet, letting your awareness move down in your toes, the bottom of your feet, grounding you to the earth in this place, here and now, in your body, and rooting into the body of the earth, into the body of Christ, divine and the material, particle dancing in all things. This body, too, is expansive, stretching across the globe and even into galaxies and stars beyond in the quantum realm. Perhaps welcome an ever so subtle awareness of your participation in this cosmic body, the life coursing through our veins, throughout the movement of the Christ energy and nature, in the streams and the rivers, in the mycelial networks of fibers and filaments underneath the surface of things. Place in our movement in this body of God, where we belong to the earth, and to this particular place in which we have been planted, where we are rooted but not bound, to this life, to this time of being and becoming, branching and blooming forth in the here and now. And from this deep rootedness and interconnection throughout the earth and material reality, let your awareness now gather and center down into the space of your spiritual womb, into the organ of creation, where we belong to the source, to the common origin at the depths of our being from which all life springs forth. The fount flowing into our being and the eternal emergence of all things made new. And here in this eternal now, together in this space, this shared womb of mystical kinship, we belong to one another. And in this field of belonging, with our whole being and with our expansive awareness, we are here now together in this mystical communion of divine presence with the cloud of witnesses, communion of saints, as we welcome our guides who have been here all along, sharing in this deep belonging. And we presence this mystical reality to which we truly belong at all times, to the broader expanse, to this deep influx, this interconnected whole, and how we embody that together in the here and now, in this collective field of mystical becoming. We belong to this moment. And in this solidity of deep belonging comes the freedom to trust in our becoming, to what is coming forth in our midst, to what's emerging in our lives, to what's gestating and what's being born. Living in wholeness, open to the flow of spirit and life, and who we really are, not alone, but together. And welcome that embrace of belonging in your whole body, in the field among us, in the earth and the cosmos. In the divine permeating all things in whom we live, move, and have our being. this I am, we are. And so as we gradually open in our awareness back into field and presence with one another, when you're ready, opening your eyes and returning to the group and to what is here now in our midst as we prepare for the end of our day or the beginning or whatever is here before us. We have a few minutes if anyone wants or feels the desire to share any words or anything that's come forth in this practice together. You're welcome to do that now.
A very peaceful, delightful meditation. Thank you, Luke.
Felt like I had a mini transformation. It was very beautiful.
I have a question, Luke.
Mm.
Not coming from a tradition or denomination that does compline, that's how it's pronounced. Does that simply mean evening prayers? Like, I didn't know if it was going to be different than what we would do on a Sunday morning.
Mm. Yeah, it's just kind of I think like a monastic word or, liturgical with some traditions do that. I think it, just means evening, which, it wasn't evening for all of us, but
But we would probably call Vespers.
yeah, right. Or Vespers or, so put that on there. And and it didn't bind us to a form, but each of the evening meditations will be a little different. Helen led last night and I think Jean's doing tomorrow. So yeah, just different flavors of our practices in various forms. And so it's not bound to like evenings different from afternoon. Alan's doing all the mornings, so there's a through line there, but yeah.
I'm familiar with compline from Catholic background, so yeah. And Vespers.
Yeah. It's all time zone relative, right? To some extent. All right. Well, thank you all so much. Yeah. Come back tomorrow. We'll have, of course, our 3 meditations. There's another session of Better Know Mystics to get to know one another relationally in the afternoon, and then group spiritual companioning tomorrow evening, which you can come and participate actively in a fishbowl observance of that and see what that practice is all about. And that'll be really wonderful. So hope to see you all some tomorrow. Good night, everybody.
Thank you, Luke. Good night.
Thank you. Night all.
Good night.
Right.
Blessings.
Keep well.